Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. Human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. Take a look.
When the EPA two-day visit to Zimbabwe on Thursday in the country's El Nino-affected Matopo district, UN Assistant Secretary General Rina Gelari appealed immediately to the international community for $430 million to ease the food insecurity in the southern African nation. Gelari was also the UN Climate Crisis Coordinator for the El Nino response, told VOA that most of the countries feeling the effects of the climate change did not cause it.
Africa has only produced less than 4% of greenhouse gas emissions, and yet you can see here in Zimbabwe and then these southern African countries, massive impact. We need to urgently be investing in communities and supporting governments on not only mitigating the climate crisis, reducing emissions, but also, because it's here today, helping communities to adapt to the changes that we're seeing.
The naturally occurring El Nino climate pattern has affected southern African countries for decades, but the droughts have been coming more often and with greater intensity in recent years as global temperatures rise. One of those affected is Begazela Dube, a mother of four, now depending on odd jobs to survive because all her crops were burnt by the sun.
This year's rain season was really very bad, as we did not receive sufficient rainfall, and we did not manage to harvest anything from our field. Even watermelons failed to grow.
The World Food Programme says 5 southern African countries, Lesotho, Malawi, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, have declared the drought a national disaster. Angola and Mozambique are also feeling the impacts.
People are talking about a drought that's more severe than they've seen in 40 years in the country. But we're seeing similar things play out across an additional 6 countries in southern Africa, where 27 million people are facing hunger this year because of the El Nino situation.
Zimbabwe's next harvest is not expected until March. Obey Chaputsira, a Matopo district coordinator, says Zimbabwe's government is trying to limit the effects of the drought in his district, where 45,000 people are getting free grain and throughout the country.
We have also embarked on the program of drilling bores, because most of our bores, they are seasonal in the district, so most of them are starting to dry up. We have a comparative advantage that we have a lot of sand in our rivers, so we are extracting water from that sand and coming up with piped water schemes.
The government hopes these efforts produce enough water for vegetable gardens to ensure communities have a balanced diet as they wait for the next rains expected in late October. Columbus Mavunga, VOA News, Matopo, Zimbabwe.